competency, commitment, and character. Have you ever wondered why some leaders are trusted, loved, remembered, while others have simply authority? It often comes down to three key qualities we don't talk about enough. Koizin sukitekina kenyorimo, sudan no chuba goikeisere, kenkosai jusi suru. Write in comments if you understood what I have said. Welcome to another wonderful week. Great start of the new month, December 1. It's the final month before we will end this year, and I do hope you are doing well and had a great weekend. Welcome to Monday Leadership Kickstart Insights. Today I am bringing to you three key pillars that every leader must know about this and must practice it every day, unless you don't want to be an effective leader. What I have said at the beginning, it was in Japanese, and it was inspired by the Japanese leadership approach. And the meaning was emphasize group harmony, consensus building, and humility over individualistic authority. Further, it says, a key aspect is nemawasi, or informal, behind-the-scenes consensus building, which leads to stronger team buy-in. Leaders prioritize long-term stability and collective well-being, foster employee loyalty through support and flexibility, and practice direct engagement and capability building with their teams. This is why these three key elements will be helpful for you if you want to build this exact leadership. Competency, commitment, and character. Competence. It's not about knowing everything. Most of us have this kind of experience with people in the room. They always have answers. Some of those answers are simply creating the stories, or I call it a waterfall. Why I started in Japanese this video today? Because some of the expressions that are given by the leaders are not understood by others. We use this leadership jargon, beautified language, and it's very egoistic because we often forget employees do not operate on a daily basis with this type of language. So we feel empowered that we are sharing something meaningful, but we are the only one in the room, especially if we talk to our own team, that might understand the concept behind. Everybody will nod with their head. Of course they will do. The key question here will be, did this message shared with these wonderful words, high-level words, actually anchored in employees' minds, that when they leave the room, they are able to repeat it? Competence is about staying relevant, making sound decisions, and also being willing to say, I don't know this yet. People trust more what feels stable, not what sounds perfect. And especially with our role as a leader, what's the essence? When people understand our message, what we mean with it, and how it will impact their existence in the organization, within the team, their work. Competence, definitely, it's not a certificate, and it's not about the perfection. I said that many times. If we are labeling ourselves, I am perfectionist, how we say it in a dating market, it's a huge red flag. When one is saying, I am perfectionist, there are some elements that we want to hide with this huge, colorful label, perfectionism. We want to create certain level of authority. I am perfectionist. How usually the perfectionists are leading the teams? By the stress, authority, demands, competency. It's about making sound decisions. Where I come from with that particular decision. To have real, yes, I accept from the team. I got you, dear leader. We are on board with you, dear leader. That's the key principle when we are going out to our people to have their back. Competency, it's about clear communication to stay relevant as world evolves. Competence will have appearance in a way how leader is showing up, prepared, not improvising, listening before deciding, seeking expertise, not ego, cushy pampering, ability to adapt instead of resisting the change. People trust leaders who are showing up their competence in that way because it clears, because it reduces uncertainty. The uncertainty can be really high among employees and definitely will be higher if you speak to them in a language they don't understand. Commitment. I wonder, how are you committed to your role as a leader? What are the principles that you are driven by? If you are the new leader, you are stepping into the new role, what are your foundations? How you want to build your presence, not just at the big table, but in front of your team, for your team. What are the qualities you are applying? How are you building the interactions, relationship with your team members? That's the moment for reflection. If you want to share in comments, I welcome your notes. Commitment, I find as a reliability point. We can speak about commitment even from the perspective of the values. I think last week I was talking about the values. So spoken word versus action. If they are misaligned, unfortunately, it's a silent killer to be seen as a committed leader. You can be committed to build up your own ego. You can be committed to strengthen your own title while sitting at the big table, leaving people behind, their needs, their desires. But if we want to be effective leader in terms of this human-centered leadership, so we are battling invasion of AI, where we still have chance to empower human beings, your commitment should be towards growth of your people. When one becomes leader, internally, let's say promoted within the organization, quite often is forgetting the struggles the team was going through. And it's natural. We are only human. We get excited that we are right now exposed in front of other people. But if we want to create long-term positive change, our commitment will appear by going back and say, I did not forget what was our daily pain. And I will do everything what I can. I will not promise I can clean up everything, but I will do as much as I can to help you grow, to help you meet your needs, to create the scene where the change will be for your benefit because you matter. It's a different dimension of commitment. Other commitment will be, of course, your continuous learning, understanding the changes, reading reports, where are the weaknesses, where are the strengths, learning even from other organizations, how they tackled certain problem of weak culture in the organization, retention, learning and development. You might not have all possibilities to make the change, but still, there will be a lot of room that you can deliver for your people from your position. That's the commitment. To remember what are the principles of leadership, serving other people, not to forget about the struggles, about people presence, and to learn about their own qualities that eventually you can use them as skills towards future projects. Commitment to create the engagement, sustainable engagement, not just waterfall bourgeois talk. when you are at the boardroom and making the presentation about your fabulous idea, initiative 172, just to land as a policy, but not actual change for your people. And here we come to the final pillar, character. If we are actively creating the sense of competency, we are engaging into commitment. This is where our character is revealed. Character is the one people feel the most. It's who you are when no one is watching. How much you do have integrity within you. It's whether your decisions matches your values. It's the way how you are treating people who can't offer you anything in return. Your character is a silent culture maker. Character is element least visible, but the most defining element of your leadership. Your character will influence ethical decisions, boundaries, fairness, humility, the way how you use your influence. Leader's character sets the standards for the entire culture. We want people to follow us. By following, we do hope they will learn by coping certain behaviors, certain qualities that we present as a role model on a daily basis. And here will be, I believe, very important element we shall remember. People do not copy what leaders are claiming. People will copy what leaders are. And we want to have a good image in their eyes, aren't we? Where leaders are falling short. As a wrap-up, let's look quickly on the alignment gap. Many leadership issues do not arise from the lack of skills, but from the lack of alignment. The gap appears when competency is high, but your character is weak. Commitment is loud, but inconsistent. Character is good, but your competence is outdated. When these three pillars, competency, commitment, and character, are misaligned, teams will feel instability immediately, no matter how great mask you will put on. When they align, your leadership becomes steady, trustworthy, and deeply meaningful. This week, I invite you to sit for a moment, dive into these three qualities, and check if one of them, or maybe more, needs your attention. It's a great exercise for the beginning of the month, the beginning of the day, the beginning of the new week. Competence, commitment, and character. Leadership grows through intentionality, not through intensity. You can be smart, you can be experienced, you can be confident, and still not be trusted by your people. Why? Because the competence alone is not enough. Leadership rests on these three pillars. Most of people sits only on one. Thank you very much for joining me today. I do hope it resonates with you. It was helpful and definitely inspiration. Bring that subject to your team, and I wonder what kind of fruitful conversations you will have this week with your employees. Have a wonderful and successful, peaceful week ahead, and see you next Monday.